Hey, Miami sports fans. Stop by Caneswear today at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. And check out their awesome merchandise selection of your favorite South Florida sports teams. From the Miami Dolphins, Hurricanes, Heat, Marlins, Florida Panthers, and Inter Miami, they've got it all. Celebrate your favorite team and show off your fandom with their beautiful team starter jackets, killer-looking helmets, team jerseys, cool shirts, and more. And if you're out of town or out of state, no worries. Go to caneswear.com and find everything they have on their site. Select what you want, and they will ship your gear to you. Anything over $99 is shipped for free. Don't wait. Stop at Caneswear today.
It's back. The green train is running.
Bobby, sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon to all those just tuning in. Another episode of the Fins Talk today on the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm Bobby Fins Talk. That is the one and only Fish Tank. Hank? Fish Tank? How the hell are you, my friend?
With those intros like that, it makes me feel kind of special, Bobby. And I don't mean special ed. I mean special.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's always good to know. My goodness, Fish Tank, what a week. Training camp is officially open. Those are attending. We got Fanza. It's probably going to go to a preseason game thanks to you. I see a lot of our friends and fellow Doll fans that we know personally, great Doll fans. A lot of them are attending training camp. Hearing a lot of good things. Tua looking sharp. Tua got his contract. Show me the money. Chop Robinson showing off, he's looking really good. Mo Kamara as well. It's a lot of good noise coming out of Dolphins training camp right now. So I'm very excited about what's in store for the Dolphins this coming season. We are just a couple weeks away from the start of preseason, the start of Miami Dolphins football again. Before we get into our outline, when you hear that, Fish Tank, we are a couple Saturdays away from the start of Dolphins football. How does that make you feel inside?
I'm getting excited. You watch what's going on. Things are happening. Bodies are moving around. Miami's picking up, dropping, moving from here to there. It's all good. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for the season to start a long time ago. I love football. It's like my pastime. It's my passion. It's what I really enjoy. It's something that makes me happy on a daily basis. And yes, Fanza. Don't worry, Fanza. If you're out there, I don't know if you are yet. Don't worry. I'm going to get you those parking passes. I'm waiting on them too.
There you go. There you go. Steve Malloy in the house. Aladino as well. Good afternoon. Everyone who's watching right now, wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, wherever you are, we appreciate you. If you're anywhere other than YouTube, do me a favor, hop on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the show to your fellow Doll fans. Dolphins coverage content does not end after this show. We have Real Talk Rants with Steve Malloy later on today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. 2 p.m. Central. He will talk about Tua and the metamorphosis of Tua after the contract. What will this deal do to Tua Tagovailoa as your franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? I look forward to hearing him and his audience. He opens the link up there to get people on, and so all of his shows have been really good and very informative. So very excited to see Steve's show later this afternoon, and tonight. immediately after WWE SummerSlam for those wrestling fans. After SummerSlam tonight, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whenever time that ends, myself and Josh Kimmel will be live for a recap of the Premium Live event, for No Holds Barred. So if you're a wrestling fan or you just want to be a good buddy and tune in and give me hell for enjoying wrestling, which I do, I can give a crap what you say. But come on over, join us, get a nightcap, okay? Or get Fish Tank's type of medicine, chill out, and let's talk wrestling, bro, tonight.
Hey, you got to use the right words, Bobby. Use the bird feeder.
That's right. And Fish Tank will be watching with the bird feeder. So there you go. He won't know what the hell I'm talking about, but he'll be watching. No, it's going to be a good show. I'm excited about SummerSlam tonight for those who are wrestling fans. So tune in after you watch the show.
Beans, we're talking about other stuff. I've been collecting comics, I told you, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, I have been getting some killer comics. I got this one comic. It's called Pimp Killer.
Interesting. Is that a custom? Or is that something?
I don't know. I saw it last night and I said, you know what? I want to see what that's all about. I want to read this Pimp Killer. So I got a Pimp Killer.
Well, you know what? Now that you say that, what I've always collected, little by little, but I've never, but I didn't really get into it. I'm starting now really getting into it. My brother's really into it, is collecting sports cards, buying, breaking, and searching for special cards. So now I've really gotten into it. So much so is that I'm discussing with my brother is doing a sports card trading show where he could, he'll get the boxes, break them live. We'll say, hey, if you want this card, go buy it here. And so, because it's been so much fun. I've been watching YouTube shows on it. I'm getting hooked on it, Fish Tank. You know
what you should look at? I don't like to advertise apps on here, but
it's all right.
They have one called Whatnot app where they do all that selling and stuff.
Yes, my brother has.
Like you said, it's that platform you're talking about with your brother. It's already made.
Yes, that's right. And he actually has an account on there because he already does it. He does it on his own, and he has a shop down there. I'm very excited my brother's very excited because he loves what I'm doing. I love what he's doing. So we're talking about, hey man, this could be a show. And he's like, oh my God. So he's really into this. And, and we're, what's cool about cards, he's like, oh, it's just, no, there are some cards that you could, if you grab them right away, if you open a pack, that card you could sell that card for a lot of money right away. But there's other cards, especially for like sports, that you get and you're like, oh damn, this is a really good player, but that card is worth crap. So it's like, okay, you know what though? Buy it low now. Keep that card. Buy it low. You hold it. Wait. Like for instance, our quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, maybe his card is not worth as much because of how the season ended. However, he just signed a new 4-year deal. What if he has an MVP season? What if the Dolphins finally win a playoff game? What if, with the number one player in the NFL and Tyreek Hill is this number one wide receiver, the Dolphins win the Super Bowl? Guess what? That Tua rookie card that is not worth as much now that you're holding in your stash, it's probably worth a lot more money now. It's going to be worth a lot more money.
Remember that when you want to find a Tua Mosaic Mojo Prism out there, because that's what I have out there on eBay.
You see? So there you go. So that's the type of stuff we're going to be talking about on that show once we get it live. I'm very excited about it. Scotty's in the house. Let's get this ball rolling. See, we could talk other stuff too, and that's so cool. I lost my outline, and it's Steve Malloy, Fish Tank. No, I like being prepped for this show, especially just having an outline. We don't really go word for word, but just to keep the show rolling. My email crashed. I don't have an outline, so I wrote it very quick. So I'm happy I killed some time with that. But let's get the ball rolling right now.
Let's roll it on down the alley.
Let's get it going. Hey, I had so many other stuff to talk about. Most valuable pickup this offseason, MVP, not the MVP of the season. Most valuable pickup this offseason. I want to talk about that. We just signed another receiver. We have need maybe at a linebacker, offensive guard, offensive line. We have needs all backup quarterback, whatever. We have needs all over the place. But the Dolphins go and sign another receiver. We're going to talk about why and if he's going to make any type of impact. And then the other one is show me the money. Tua Tagovailoa got his deal. And we're going to talk about how much pressure is Tua under to perform this season. There's so much to talk about. But before we get rolling, Fish Tank, I want to talk about the news from yesterday. The amazing news from yesterday. If you're a Dolphins fan, it has to make you smile. the NFL every year, 14 seasons now, Fish Tank, the NFL has released a top 100s list. And this is not the media. This is not the Stephen A. Smiths or the Kay Adams or whatever. And love and respect them both and all those people out there, but this is not them. These are the players. The players are voting this list. So let's just say this. When you're thinking about the top 5, top 1 player in the NFL, your head automatically goes to, despite as you love your players, you go, okay, Pat Mahomes. I mean, right? Sure. I mean, that's a safe freaking bet, Pat Mahomes.
Sure. Who else?
Yeah, there's, you got Lamar Jackson, possibly. You got a lot of guys. Chris, you go, your head goes there. You don't really think, you have great players on your squad, but you don't
absolutely.
go. But my goodness, let me run past this top 10 very quick. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go to the 10 top players in the NFL per the player.
10.
Number 10. Yeah, I'm going only 10. I'm not going 100. Okay,
starting with 10.
First off, this guy's a beast. We were scared of him last season when he faced the Dolphins. Max Crosby, edge rusher for the Raiders. Hey, that dude. Well earned. Beast. Scary dude, man. And I love what he had to say about the number 1 player in football yesterday. But the next one, number 9, a Kansas City Chief, Taylor Swift's boyfriend, Travis Kelce.
Wow.
Travis Kelce making number 9. Hey, you know what? Kelce's great. We know that, so I can't really argue with that, but that's number 9. Number 8, TJ Watt, linebacker for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a career that guy's had. Trent Williams, offensive tackle, San Francisco 49ers. That dude's always been, we know how great he is, but it's true. It says it on here. Age is like fine wine. He doesn't slow down. He's the guy where it's like, man, if he's ever available, especially with our team, go get him. He's the guy, like, he's on my wish list. Like, I would go nuts if Miami ever pulled that guy off, but he's a retired Niner. The next one is the guy I actually did want Miami to sign this offseason, but he actually extended with the Kansas City Chiefs on a monster deal, which is well-deserved. But this guy is a stud. It's Chris Jones. He came in number 6 for the Kansas City Chiefs, defensive lineman.
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. Myles Garrett, Cleveland Browns edge rusher, makes number 5.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Here's the shocker. Patrick Mahomes came in at number 4 on this list. Number 4. 4.
I haven't seen the list, Bobby, so this is excellent.
Yeah, he came in at number 4. And again, these are the players that voted this. He's 2-time league MVP. He had a very good season last year. Obviously, we know what he did. I mean, it is nuts that, to me, I think the best quarterback in football right now is the number 4 best player according to his peers. That was nuts to me. Number 3, Christian McCaffrey, running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Was the league's leading rusher last year with 1,459 yards. He led the league in yards from scrimmage with 2,023 yards, 21 total touchdowns, and 16 games played.
Wow.
Monster year for Christian McCaffrey. And kudos to our boy Raheem Mostert, who had a great year last year right next to McCaffrey. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. Very interesting. I would say for sure he's in that top 5 realm and whatever, but over Pat Mahomes, I find that very, I'm kind of like, is he? Obviously a dual threat quarterback, can run, could throw, could do it all. He's always going to be a very good player as long as he's healthy. A great player. And he was
as long as he's healthy. See, exactly. That's the whole thing is with Lamar Jackson toward the end of the season every year, he's hurt. So you got to really,
yeah.
It's a matter of which direction you're going to go. You know what I mean, Bobby? You got to make decisions on certain things. And with him, I was surprised they paid him that big money when they paid him, but he earned it. He earned it already. So
absolutely.
But his recent play, though, has showed that he gets hurt. So I'm concerned. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 years in a row toward the end of the season that he's hurt. So I hope that it pans out for him and he's not getting hurt anymore is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely. It looks like he made a 70 spot jump from last year's top 100. So he was 72 out of the top 100 best players in football last year and jumped to number 2 this season for this coming season, according to his peers. So no, I'm not hating on Lamar at all. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks just by talent alone and what he can do for your team. But I mean, over Pat Mahomes, I find that a little off. Can't put someone over Pat. I'm sorry, but the number one best player, he played for Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes was his quarterback, and he killed it as Pat Mahomes his quarterback. Many people said though that when he came to the Dolphins, his career, his stats were gonna drop. That his career was gonna falter with Tua Tagovailoa as his quarterback. Your new number one player, the number one player in the NFL, voted on by his peers, one of the lead guys from right there on that shirt, from the greatest show on surf, the number one offense in the NFL from last year and will be this year again. Tyreek Hill of the Miami Dolphins is your number one player in football. You as Dolphin fans, all Dolphin fans watching right now, you could say when somebody goes, "Oh, we have the best player in football." You don't, because our guy was voted number one in the NFL by his peers this season.
So have a giant cup, all you Allen fans.
That's right. Yeah, Josh Allen fans. I'm going to look at that now. Now I'm intrigued. I'm going to go over a couple players. But
I got to stir up the pot on X with
you have to. But this is what NFL.com said about it. Obviously, I saw what Max Crosby said. It was amazing. I love what he was saying. But this is Tyreek Hill becomes the first wide receiver to grace the number one spot in the top 100's 14-year history, following a spectacular season where he flirted with Calvin Johnson's single-season record of 1,964 yards. He led the league with 1,799 yards on 119 receptions with 13 receiving touchdowns. But a late-season ankle injury hampered his run at history. It's well known that speed is the name of Hill's game, and the Dolphins exploited his skills set to perfection in 2023 with an incredible metric that describes his prolific campaign: 602 receiving yards on quick passes of 10-plus air yards, which was 308 yards than the next catcher per next-gen stats. Megatron's record is no longer an impossible feat thanks to the four-time All-Pro. The same can now be said for wideouts yearning to reach the pinnacle of the top 100 thanks to Cheetah. It's so true. Scotty says, I like that players just told everyone else that the positions other than quarterback impact the game. I love the media's reaction to this. Everybody's going, wow, what? Question mark, huh? How is that possible? Really? The players voted this. We all know how great Tyreek Hill is. And right now he's on top. And the thing is, people are saying, I've been reading that some people are saying Tyreek's going to slow down this year. He's lost weight. I would hear that he lost some weight, that he's gained some speed. I think Tyreek Hill, even though he has said he's committed to, he said, look, going for 2,000 yards last year was selfish of me. That was not right for me to say that my goal was 2,000 yards. His goal is to win. His goal is to retire with the Dolphins. His goal is to win a playoff game and a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is fully committed. I'm excited to see the type of year Tyreek Hill is going to have with this Miami Dolphins football team. Fish Tank, you're hearing what you just heard, sir. You heard this list for the first time. The top 10. I want to go over the top 100. I'm going to look very quick and just go over which Dolphins made the top 100 and where Josh Allen went. But you hear Tyreek Hill made number one. You hear the reasons why. Hit me up, man. How are you feeling about this?
Man, I feel great. I mean, you heard me clapping. I mean, come on. We got the top player in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says, He's not a perfect person in his personal life. But you know what? He's doing it on the field. He's doing what he said he was going to do. He hasn't wound up back in, I'm elated right now. I had heard that he was number one. You know what I mean? And then we had some players where I heard that there was like 3 or 4 of them in a row on this list, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to run quick through the list and find them so we can talk about where they fall.
I'm just saying, there were some in the list and things like that, and I think everything's great. I like the fact that it opens up opportunities for other people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Other players in other positions now. Instead of it always being a quarterback thing, now the players are like, we want the best player on there. We're
And
tired
you know
of it
what?
always
That
being.
is such a good point what you're saying, because I hope that the media who are reacting that Pat Mahomes not winning number one or Lamar Jackson because they're quarterbacks, that they, when it comes time for MVP, that they actually look at other players like a McCaffrey, like a Tyreek Hill, or whomever. It doesn't always have to be the quarterback. It's not most valuable quarterback. It's most valuable player. And Tyreek Hill, I would say for sure, if it's true, if Tua Tagovailoa goes down, the Dolphins season's kind of in the dumps because you can't trust Mike White. So Tua is absolutely one of the most, if not the most valuable player. But Tyreek Hill was the one who really turned things around for the Miami Dolphins. And you know how much of an impact he has made, not just on the Dolphins on the field, but for Tua, for this organization. And now he's the number one player in football, according to his peers. So I hope it opens up the eyes of the media to say, hey, someone other than quarterback could be voted MVP. Let's have the balls and actually do it this coming season. I hope someone other than quarterback wins MVP. Unless it's Tua, then we're okay. If it's a Dolphin, I'm cool. But
they're like everybody nowadays. They want to repress the original and push it out there.
They want to keep
all they do
up
nowadays.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, let's go with a new Batman. Well, there is no new Batman. It's the same Batman it's always been, folks.
That's
right. The best Batman was back in the 60s, but I won't tell you about that.
There you go. All right, so let's move on. Let's run through this list very quick here. You asked me about Josh Allen. He went to number 12. He's at 12, the 12th best player in football.
Yeah. 12 Bills fans, 12.
Jalen Hurts at 15, Prescott at 16. Let's see here. CJ Stroud 20 after his rookie season in the top 20. That's amazing. Let's go ahead here. Let me see. I'm running through. I'm going from 30 to 21. And we do have a Dolphin at this time. And the 25th best player in football is Jalen Ramsey in the NFL, voted on by his peers. He's the 25th best player in the NFL, according to his peers. So there you go. Number 25 goes to Jalen Ramsey, 40 to 31. Here we go. That's crazy, but okay. All right. There we go. We got another Dolphin. Let me make sure I'm not missing out here. All right. See, that's interesting. All right. So the Dolphins' new quarterback, who just signed his new 4-year deal, Tua Tagovailoa, came in at number 36. He jumped from 46 to 36 this season. I think, or he jumped 46 spots. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's number 36, which is a big jump. And he comes in at number 36, Tua Tagovailoa. And interesting enough, the guy who was signed just right after him for the most money in quarterback in player history, in NFL history, is Jordan Love. Jordan Love came in at 34, so 2 spots ahead of Tua on this list. This tells you how they love the recency biased is what I'll call it. But that's okay. So go to 50 to 41 here. Let's see if I could pop up any Dolphins. None here. All right. Let me see if there's anybody interesting. Jared Goff came in at 48. Derrick Henry went to 49. So still
he's
some
going to jump into the top 10 next time, Scotty.
Oh, there you go, Scotty. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate you, brother. Tua jumped from the 70s to 36. So huge jump for Tua. And this one has one. Okay, we got one player here breaking in at 60. Raheem Mostert, the 60th best player out of the top 100. Entered the season at 2023 at 31 years old, and an age most running backs start to fall off. Instead, Mostert had his best year as a pro, recorded his first 1,000-yard season, making his first Pro Bowl, and he couldn't get out. He couldn't be kept out of the end zone. He had 18 rushing touchdowns with a total of 21 touchdowns after receiving. Monster year for Raheem Mostert. Our former Dolphin, Christian Wilkins, came at 58. Hate to see him go, but he came at 58. Yeah. Let's keep this list going here.
Well, he deserved to make the money.
He deserved to make the money. Absolutely. No hate there. Got another Dolphin. Got 2 Dolphins. Oh, there you go. Yes. Okay, here we go, Fish Tank. Got 67, Terran Armstead. 65, Jordan Poyer. Safety, new safety for the Dolphins. 63, Jalen Waddle.
Wow.
62, Bradley Chubb. So there you go. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 Dolphins from 70 to 61. We go to 80 to 71 here.
That's all right. They'll be in the 20s and 30s this year.
See 90 to 81 here. Come on. There's a Javon Holland. I want to see Javon Holland now. No one there. Okay, top 100.
Absolutely, Scotty.
191. Interesting enough. So that's it right there. So that's your top 100. The 100th best player is Zaire Franklin, linebacker for the Colts. Trevor Lawrence came in at 94. Aaron Rodgers at 92. And there you go. So Javon Holland did not make the top 100, it looks like. If I'm missing it, forgive me, guys, but I did not see him. Jalen Phillips did not make it as well. Crazy enough. Man, did I miss him? That doesn't seem right to me, but okay. All right. Belichick, Vince Lombardi, and John Madden are not available. Who's the greatest NFL head coach of all time? Well, why would they be available? The greatest head coach of all time is Don Shula. Doofus.
Yeah.
Dumb question. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Not hating.
It was a dumb question.
All right. Sorry, it was a Twitter question I saw there when I went back, Fish Tank, to after my thing. I saw that and I'm like, what did you say? All right. So moving on here. Tyreek Hill, the number one player, not just the number one receiver, the number one player in the NFL. And we'll keep it going here. Talking about show me the money. Let's talk about Tua Tagovailoa. Got his deal, got a major contract, got a major extension. Team is committed. He is their franchise guy for at least the next 4 years. Of course, there's outs and whatever, but he said at camp the next day, which was from his quarterback's coach, show me the money. Which, honestly, I know some people got rubbed the wrong way. I did not care. I think that was fun. He just got made. His family's taken care of. He earned that contract after everything he's been through. And actually, it was actually a very fair deal, in my opinion. That's why I don't hate on the deal at all. Compared to what other guys got, I think it was a very fair deal by Tua and the Miami Dolphins. And again, it eliminates all that noise. And, we're not worried about, is he going to hold out? Are we going to trade him? Blah, 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 blah. You're done. We're focused on winning the damn games now. Let's get that done. So for me, that's where the pressure lies. I don't need to worry about who they're going to trade for at quarterback. I don't need to worry about if Tua is going to hold out. I'm not worried about any of that. My worry is if Tua is going to play a full season, which all quarterbacks, it happens. Okay. He played last year. He's lost some weight. Hopefully he can last this season, but do we win in December? Do we win when it counts? Do we win a playoff game? That's where the pressure's on. So is there pressure on Tua to win?
We'll have
and
some
to
questions
perform?
on top of those questions, Bobby.
Go for it,
Is
Buff.
our defense going to be decimated? Are we going to be playing in 40 below temperatures? There's a few other questions that go along with those questions.
Yeah, absolutely. But
it was a team thing, though. It wasn't a Tua thing.
Absolutely. No, it does fall on the team. It absolutely is a team situation. But I will say too that your performance does matter in that game. If you're playing great, if you're having a great game, but your defense lets you down, then yeah, you're cool. But if you struggle in those games, when you have the talent that you have, it's going to matter. So, and a lot of times you want to make history. You want to put your name in the lights. If you want to go down as one of the greats, if you want to move up on that list further,
I want to be the greatest, Bobby.
That's right. You want to do that. You want to prove why you showed me the money. You win in spite of those situations. You show up in a cold weather game. And again, I'm not. I agree with you. A lot of people go, "Oh, what's It's like, yeah, but it counts for everything, right? We got to look at what the defense did. We got to look at everything. But again, if you threw 3 picks, yeah, then you play like ass. You play like trash. Then we're playing. Yeah,
and you get
absolutely. Yeah, let's see here very quick. Scotty says, our defense is going to be better this year. I'm not knocking Fangio. He had us humming most of the time, but Weaver is going to make a statement. What I think, you're right. I think, honestly, because how our defense performed last year, maybe what they've learned for Fangio, but because now they seem to have off their back, they got that weight off their shoulders, I think they're going to perform really well, and they may want to prove, hey, we don't need Fangio. So Anthony says, Bobby, what I'm worried about is he doesn't disappear at the end of the season. That's what we talked about. That's something he has to make up for, right? Oh. We're not, I just had a debate with someone on a Heat podcast I was on with Alex Fishtank about Tua. Oh, how could who's better, Tua or Dak? It was this whole debate, and I was like, and the guy goes, well, Dak was an MVP candidate at one point, and so was Tua. Tua was as well last year, but he did that. The whole team had a drop off, and so did Tua. Tua struggled. So that's my thing. First off, you go into the season, he showed he could last the season, but now he lost the weight. We'll see how that helps him this year. We'll see if he could continue to remain healthy long enough, for majority of the games. And how does he perform? How does he perform at the end of the season, especially if and when we go to the playoffs? How does he perform then? It's going to matter. So hopefully he doesn't disappear, because that is on his checklist. Scotty says, Bobby, did you see how many guys lost weight and want to be faster over the offseason? Tua, Tanner Connor, Jeff Wilson Jr. Those two guys right there, Tanner Connor and Wilson Jr., Jeff Wilson, both having very good camps so far. Tanner Connor, Fish Tank, last year you got some crap because you were joking. You said Tanner Connor's going to have the most touchdowns. Of course, we know what happened, but he's getting a lot of love from fellow Dolph fans. There's a brand new pod. This, with the three guys, Ghost of Adam Gase, Bobby Schaus, and Joe Robbie, called the Dive Pod. They're doing one hell of a job over there on their channel, on their show. They've got a lot of dogs. They had Tyreek Hill. They had Janis Smith. They had a lot of guys on there already. Everyone keeps talking about Tanner Connor. Look out for Tanner Connor. So Tanner Connor could be I can't wait to see him. I can't wait to see Jody Fortson during preseason. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to saying, hey, everybody, you gave Fish Tank some trash last season about Tanner Connor. And maybe, last season he didn't get those major touchdowns. But look now, Fish Tank has an eye for talent.
I thought that was like 2 seasons ago.
No, it was last season.
I was hoping it was 2 seasons ago.
Damn, you guys still remember that shit?
Damn, why don't you guys get off the Tanner Connor already?
You will. Hey, at the end of the season, if Tanner Connor's killing it, you're like, remember I said last year, you'll remind us. Oh, man. Okay. I'll just say this for a quick when we move on. Because Fish Tank said his and I said mine. But, Anthony says, but if your quarterback is getting paid that amount of money, shouldn't you put all the pressure on him? I understand it's a team sport. Listen. Tua's being paid what he should be paid as a starting quarterback in the NFL at the level he plays at. Okay. Yeah. And he is going to get the pressure, and he does it. He got all of that pressure before he got paid, but now he got his money. So Fish Tank said several seasons ago, it starts and ends with the quarterback. It always will. It never will end like that. We're always going to look at the quarterback and go, you should have done more. So yes. And is it fair? It is what it is. It starts and ends with the quarterback. Yep. He got his money. We're going to be zeroing in. Again, if the Dolphins lose.
They zero in every year.
Let's say if the Dolphins lose 24-21, and that's because our defense gave up, how many times? About 2 or 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 5, 3. I mean, Tua was playing a monster game, whatever. You could put anything, 40, whatever to 4. And our defense, then do you really blame Tua on that? Oh, he didn't do enough. He didn't throw up 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
No. You know what I'm saying? So, but if Tua throws a touchdown and 4 picks and he had 2 fumbles and he butt snaps or whatever, then you say, damn, you have to show up, dude. You play like crap. But the pressure is on Tua, absolutely. But as Fish Tank says, it's a team sport. We got to look at the overall team and see how they're playing. We will give Tua the crap he deserves if he plays like crap. Yeah. But, pressure's on for sure.
In the playoffs, he played like crap.
That's right. And at the end of the season.
Just like the rest of the team.
Look, if Fanza's in the house.
Let's roll it.
Let's roll. All right, moving on. Let's see here. If Fanza is there.
Hey, how do you like my shirt, Bobby?
I love it, man. Greatest show on
Got it for me.
Yes. There you go. That's right. One more month until it's real, boys. Most valuable pickup this offseason. Most valuable. When I hear that, Fish Tank, I don't think about the major signings or nothing and whatever. I think about those under the radar moves that might end up being they
like
play
a
better.
Calais Campbell or somebody like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about. Those moves that you go, damn, that move made the major impact this season. So I'm going to start with you, and maybe you just gave away your answer. Maybe not.
I just gave it away, Bobby.
Okay, hit me up, man. Calais Campbell is your most valuable pickup this offseason. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that he right away helps that line, which we lost Christian Wilkins. We have 2 injured starters. He's a leader of men, definitely. He can get in there and teach these rookies how to and how not to right away, which is going to do nothing but boost our defense. So, and our defensive line was one of the issues last year, we'll call it, on an inability to stop the run and running quarterbacks. Well, I think he's going to help on that line to a degree where Miami steps it up, especially with some of this young talent that we did bring in also.
I think that's a great answer. Fitzstan says Jordan Brooks. I would say that's, again, that's that's a good signing. Jordan Brooks could have a major impact on that linebacker core. The only reason why I wouldn't say Jordan Brooks, Evan, is just because I don't think he's not a value signing. That's how I feel. But I think that's fair.
Fins up, Cap.
I think Calais Campbell's a great answer, man. That is a great answer. You think about the safeties they picked up. I think that could be huge for the Dolphins. Jordan Poyer was signed to a very low end deal. I can't believe I'm losing track right now of the second safety we signed. Hopefully somebody helps me. But those safeties that we picked over, and Jody Fortson, I think that could be an under the radar signing for the Dolphins. I'm excited to see what maybe he can do. But I'm going to say the safeties, Jordan Poyer, and I'm losing track of his name right now. I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, the safeties, the 2 safeties we signed, I think are to be the most valuable pickups for the secondary. You're right?
That's your brain fart.
That's right. Talking about a pickup, a late round
Benito.
Bringing Benito back. There you go. Yeah, Ramsey for a full season. Marcus May. Thank you, Fanza. Marcus May is the second safety I was thinking about. I think those 2 safeties are going to be valuable pickups. I think what they're going to do for Javon Holland, what they're going to do for that secondary, that will be huge for the Dolphins this season. There's 2 veterans who can do very good for us later, especially in those late games at the end of the year. Finally, the last thing here, talk about value pickups at the end of the year, at the end of this offseason here at training camp. Willie Sneed. Willie Sneed was signed, former 49er wide receiver. Fish Tank, your quick thoughts on Willie Sneed. What do you think about this? Will he make much of an impact? Was he just signed for OBJ because OBJ is still hurt? Taj Washington is out for the season. Do you see this as some kind of sign that he could actually make the roster, or is this kind of, hey, this is a camp body?
This is a just in case, like you just said. They've done enough of this little game where this one's out and then they fall apart. That one's out and they fall apart. They brought in a whole bunch of guys to fill in for our depth. That's been one of our biggest issues is depth. And Miami, I think, when they see somebody's not ready, they're like, we're bringing them in. That we're going to bring somebody else in and make sure that we have a standby, if nothing else. If we need them at the beginning of the season, great, we'll start them up. But if not, we can drop them before the season starts. I think they went with a no-risk look at Sneed.
I think you're right on the money. I agree with Scotty as well. Again, this is a what if, right? This is an audition. Let's see how you do. You know the system. You play for the 49ers. We need a camp body in here. We need somebody to perform these type of roles. Hey, look, when we go into this season, once OBJ is back and whatever, if something goes down and somebody is hurt, you have a spot on this roster. Scotty says Izukama is done, in my opinion, hence Sneed.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hey, You never know.
I mean, he should be the natural fit there, Bobby, and they're not putting him in. I don't get it.
Hey, it sucks, but it is what it is. Hopefully he has a good preseason, and if it's not with Miami, it's with somebody else, and we'll see what happens there for Easy E. But guys, we're about 40 minutes in, but we're gonna wrap this up. Fish Tank is dealing with a headache. I got one. It's the weather, but yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. That's the one and only Fish Tank. Hank, my brother. I hope you feel better, and I hope you're 100% next week. Oh, thank you, honey. Look at my wife's giving me a bottle of water. Appreciate that. I'm Bobby. Fins Talk. Don't forget, Dolphins coverage does not end after this show. 3 p.m. Eastern. Steve Malloy will be on for Real Talk Rants. He will rant about Tua's new contract.
Yes, it's called Steve Talk Rants, folks. He rants.
That's the point of the show. I love, Steve is, first of all, Steve is an amazing guy. Love him to death. Enjoy my conversations with him. And, and I love how he starts soft and he'll go, and I just have to say, this contract it's a bullshit. Oh, shit. It's like, okay. It's a rant. So Real Talk Rants. He'll talk about the metamorphosis of Tua Tagovailoa after this deal. What to expect with Tua after this contract. We just talked about the type of pressure he could be facing. We see some of those comments, and we see that's the type of pressure he will face, especially from the fans. But what type of growth could we see from Tua Tagovailoa? Steve Malloy will go over that at 3 p.m. Eastern on Real Talk Rants. And then, of course, tonight, wrestling fans, post-SummerSlam. Wrestling. Post-SummerSlam. Come on over. Let's go. The elbow drop, the chop, the leg drop, all of that. Come here immediately after SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, does he come back? The Solo Sikoa, as I predict, will win the undisputed title. Damian Priest, should he retain Boricua style? Hell yes. We're talking about all of that tonight, post SummerSlam. As soon as you're done, you're bored, you got nothing to do, hop on over to YouTube. Come check us out. No Holds Barred. Me and Josh Kim will react live for our SummerSlam recap. Until then, everybody, we appreciate you. Have an amazing week. Like, subscribe, and most importantly, Dolphin fans, fins up.